Hi, first grade. Happy Thursday. I hope you enjoyed your tacos yesterday. Today, we will measure the length of objects. How will we do that? We will use our ones units to measure the length of objects. Why? Because it's important to be able to find the length of an object. Length. Say length. The length is a type of measurement. It tells us how long or how wide something is. It has a start end and an end length, an end line. Unit of measure. Say unit of measure. There's different types of units of measure. There's measuring speed, time, length, weight, height. Tool. Say tool. A tool is an item we use to measure with. We can use a ruler, stopwatch, tape measure, cubes, even paper clips. Compare. Say compare. We can estimate, measure, or note the similarities or differences between two or more things. So we can note the similarities and the differences between whales and fish, 5 and 3, apples and oranges, or the different lengths of these pencils. Measure. Say measure. Measure is when we find the unit of measurement of an object or objects. For this unit, we will measure the length of objects. Today, we are measuring with our ones units, and I am going to show you first how to measure with your ones units. How many ones units long do you think my remote is? Well, let's take a look at it under the spotlight. All right. How many ones units long do you think my remote is? Let's see. I'm thinking maybe about 10. 10 sound like a good number? All right, so I'm going to come back over here to my chart. It's going to be the last table. My prediction for my remote with the ones units is 10. Now I'm going to go measure the remote with the ones units and find the actual length in ones units. All of the ones units need to be touching end to end. No gaps, no overlaps. Make sure you start at the end of the remote or the end of your object and stop at the other end of your object. If you go a little bit past, that's okay. But that's a little bit too much, okay. All right, so start and end. How many cubes? How many ones units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my prediction was close, but not exact. So I'm going to go write the exact amount on my graph, on my table. So the actual length in ones units of my remote is 14 ones units. Now I'm going to predict how long I think my highlighter is. Now one thing I could do to make this easier on myself is to put my highlighter next to my remote. How many cubes long should I predict this? Should I also predict 10? Maybe. Is it smaller than the remote? Yes, it is shorter than the remote, so it's definitely going to be less than 14. So let's go ahead and predict 8. I'm going to predict 8 simply because it is shorter. I'm going to predict it is 8 cubes long. And then we're going to measure it with the cubes. So line the cubes up with the highlighter. Oops. And let's see, how many cubes long, how many ones units long is my highlighter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is about 11 ones units long. So I'm going to write that under the actual amount that I measured. Now the scissors. Let's predict how many ones units long are my scissors. Are my scissors longer or shorter than the remote? Yeah, they're longer than the remote. So should I predict more or less than I predicted for the remote, or for what the remote actually was? Yeah, it should be more because the remote is 14, right? And the scissors are longer than the remote, so it needs to be more than 14. So I'm going to say 20. I'm going to predict 20 ones units for my scissors. Now let's go measure the scissors with the ones units. I already have some there, so that's going to save me a little bit of time. If you're smart, you do the same thing. Okay, now look at my scissors. They're kind of weird. This one side is longer than the other one. So I'm going to measure the longest side. So let's come all the way down this way. And I'm going to measure my scissors all the way to the end point. Ooh, that's too much. All right, that comes just about to the end of the scissors here, and also to the end of the scissors here, the long side. All right, so let's count my ones units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The actual measurement is 17 ones units long. So it's not quite 20, but it is close. It is 17. Now we're going to predict how long the paper is. How long do you think my paper is? Well, we know the paper is longer than the scissors. So it needs to be more than 17. And the paper starts way up here. How many ones units long do you think my paper is? Let's see. Let's say 25. I'm going to predict 25 ones units long. Now I'm going to measure the length of the paper with ones units. So if I put this last one on, it's kind of hanging off. See? If I put the last one on, it's going to just kind of hang off. Think I should leave it or take it off? It's up to you. If it's that close, you can take it off or you can leave it on there because it's just going to be about how many. All right, so now I'm going to count my ones units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. My piece of paper is 28 ones units long. So my prediction was close on that one as well. Now you are going to make predictions and actually measure your iPad. your pencil, your Post-it note, and your index card. Predict how many ones units your iPad will be. Write it here. Then measure your iPad with the ones units and write it here. Do the same thing with the new pencil, the Post-it, and the index card. Predict, 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 predict. Then actually measure with the ones units and write the actual measurement over here on the far right column. When you're finished, here is using paper clips to measure, another video about non-standard measurement. So, what did you learn today? Length, unit of measure, tool, compare, measure. We also learned that we can use our ones units to measure objects. This is a non-standard unit of measure. We can use our ones units to measure our iPad, our pencil, our Post-it, and our index card. That's all for today, boys and girls. Have a great day. Bye.